and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to work on the Moomin House Stage 74 after we put together the parts from Stage 73. A few spots on here. I may need to repaint this, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. Maybe a little bit of repaint, maybe not. So let me go ahead and open the book. But before we pull the parts out, we got to pull. Well, we will leave the mirror out for now. Oh, that's what was in there. I'm sitting here staring at it going, what the heck was in that spot that I have the mirror in right now? I just realized what that is the drawer front. So, first things first, we need to, like I said, we're going to leave the mirror out. You can see the mirror will fit in there just like that. It'll get glued in, but not just yet. We'll set that there because, like I said, a little bit spotty there. So the first thing I need to do is make sure that all the holes that these pins go into are still open. So one here appears to be. Let's grab this with a pair of, not the tweezers. The tweezers will let it ping off into space and I'll never see it again. Where are they? Not that. Kind of curious because I should have a couple of hemostats here on the bench, but apparently I don't. Okay, well, we'll go with the tweezers then and hope that it doesn't go south. So yeah, that hole is definitely not big enough. Neither is that one. Okay, I can see that one. Let's see. That will actually fit into the hole. Kind of interesting because these holes are actually not big enough for the pins to go into. So let me get out one of these puppies. That should be about the right size. Huh. It should be big enough. Let's double check these. Maybe a little bit small on the small side there on the mirror itself. Let's try this side. Again, just a hair small maybe. Put that away. Try this again, see if I can get one of these to go into the cabinet. Because once they're into the cabinet, then I can actually work with it. It is, for some reason, not fitting. It wants to, but it's not. I think it started. There we go. Whatever was blocking it is now out of the way. Out of the way enough that it doesn't even want to come all the way back out. That's kind of funny. So let's see if we can get this to go into here. And you can see there's a small hole there. hole right there. Just thought about the fact that I have not shown either of these yet. Let's try pushing that in there. Okay. That does not appear to want to work. Let's try it a different way. If it will go in here. Okay, push it most of the way through there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to try very hard not to break those arms that hold the mirror. Drop the pin. Try this on this side. What my thought is, okay, you're in the hole. What my thought is that if I can get these parts, these small pins that are slightly sticking out to line up, then I can push the pin out through the hole. There's that one. Come on. Only problem is I don't want to break the arm that holds the mirror in place. Most of these pieces like this have been a little bit easier to deal with. So this one should push in. So that one's in. This side is good. You can see. You can see right there. This other side, I need to make sure that it's lined up. It appears to be maybe a hair down. Let's see if we can push this one in. It's either in or it made its own hole. Those could be a little bit interesting to deal with. Okay, so this one is pushed slightly through. After I put the mirror in, I'll push it back in and then everything will be good. I'm going to go apply a coat of paint, real quick coat of paint to this, and then let it dry. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get these bits out of the way. I'm going to flip over to the back of this page where they tell you to paint it purple. I'm going to put okay, so let's put those there for right now. I'm going to put the drawer together, and then I'm going to put the drawer together, I'm going to put it in there, then I'm going to paint the thing with the drawers in place, and then either later in this issue or in the next issue, the next video, we'll put those handles on. Get rid of that. Sand that down. By the way, I did a test on the silicone mat. It works perfect. I will not be using the little bubble packs anymore because I wasn't worried about the carpenter's glue, the white glue, anything like that. I was worried about super glue, and so I put a drop of super glue into one of these spots, cured it, and it peeled right out. Okay, say. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to put a drop of glue up here. Because this is exactly what I got the silicone mat for. Then, they're both right there. I also put together another pin vise. What we're going to do is we're going to throw some glue in here, just like this. We're going to put the drawer, the back of the drawer in. It's painted, doesn't really need to be, but it was part of the piece of wood that had the drawer front. We're going to put some glue on the front here. Just like this. Slide this into place. Make it flat with the bottom, and then we're going to drop it in place in here. Actually, you know what? Just looking at that, I don't mind those little white dots. So we're going to put a little drop of glue in the front of each of these holes. Because among other things, by putting the brass in front of the little white dots, it'll actually make them disappear a little bit. They'll still be there, but they won't be as noticeable. This is the tricky part. Lining up these little pins with these little holes. Kind of interesting because it's in there straight. It actually fits. The little white dots fit with the fact that the handle is not straight. There is no way to fix that. Actually, there we go. Pulled it up just a hair. So there's that one. That means, there it is. I can take plastic off the front of the mirror, drop the drawer out. Didn't mean to. We'll take the plastic off the front of the mirror. We will hopefully be able to slide it in behind that other pin. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's going to go. So we'll push this pin over as well. Drop the mirror in here. It says to glue it, but since the pins are going to hold it in, there really is no reason to glue it. That's one side. Now, try this again. That side's kind of in there. Push using the back of this. Try this again with the pin vise. The pin vise keeps falling off of it. Let's try the back of a blade. Not the front, because we don't want it to cut if it slips off. Let's see. That's going to stay in place. So I got the mirror in there, got a little bit of a fingerprint on it. Got the mirror in there, got the first drawer in there. Go ahead and put this second one together. I'm going to put the pins in first and then drop in glue from the back side. If I don't drop the drawer handle completely. Actually, probably don't even need glue on it. Go ahead and sand that ridge off there a little bit. See, the pins actually stick out the back. Take a dab of glue. Put it on each one of these pins. Take the dried glue off of the pin. Take this. Put it into the back of the drawer. Slide this one in the same way as I did the other one, with the painted side facing the back. And it's really one of these things of I'm doing this only because it's there. Nobody's ever going to pull these drawers out, I don't think. And my grandkids are mostly full adults. Well, for the most part they are, but my daughter's also pregnant. So who knows how that's going to turn out. She's almost 40 and she's having a kid. Let that dry a minute. Go ahead and turn this back. Move these clamps out of the way. Run them through the glue. This glue will actually dry and peel right off of there. So we've got the night table, nightstand, whatever you want to call it. That is now done. Set that aside here. Go ahead and put that away and get out our little dowels. This time we have 3FL1, 3FL2, one of each of those, 4 3FL3s, little metallic pieces. I'm really curious how well this is going to work with magnets. And then we have the 3FL5, 3FL4, and 2 times 3FL6. I also have the framework from the last 2 episodes next to me so that when it comes time, I can actually put it in there or put it together. So go ahead and drop some more glue right here. Same as before. Let's see, 3FL3, 3FL6. Okay, exactly the same as before. And again, short tabs are going to be on the top, longer tabs on the bottom. If you've been, and I say again, if you've been watching the videos. If not, this is all new to you. Or could be. I'm going to go ahead and do both sides, top and bottom. Didn't make you do that. Not that it matters, because this is going to be under wall material of some sort eventually. We're going to do both sides here, top and bottom, and then we're going to put these in here just like this. Clamp them in place. Let that glue have a couple seconds to, or a couple minutes to start to set up. Make sure everything is facing the right way. Very important. In the long run, interior to the wall, it doesn't matter whether it says whether 3FL3 is pointing up or down, but aesthetically I like to have them all the same. So similar to what we have done before, we do 3FL1 underneath 3FL3, and again, same thing with 3FL2 going on top of, going on top of 3FL3. So let's go ahead and get these together. And move some of this stuff out of the way. And we're going to just do it like this again. Put glue over top of the whole top surface here. One goes on the bottom, two goes on the top. And I did do some looking at I test fit it onto the house itself, and it turns out that the two floors, when I put them together, were slightly off. They don't fit exactly perfect, which is not good. It's going to cause a little bit of issues when I go to put it on the house, but we'll see how much. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but it could cause a little bit of issues later on. If it does, then I will have to sort that out. And it might be because I never clamped them top and bottom like this. I don't expect that's the problem. I think it's just, it happened to fall into the place like that. So we'll set this one here. Like I said, 3FL2 and 3FL3, 3FL2 will go on top. And notice there are no holes in the top of FL2. There are holes in the bottom of 1. This is going to join the top of the other wall. That way. So we're going to just put some glue on here. We're going to join it and set it aside, or set it to dry the same way I just did the first one. This one is not as critical as the one that's sitting there drying, because this one you're just going to have the roof sitting on top of. But it is critical to make sure you have this in the right order, because otherwise the pins will not, or not the pins, the tabs will not fit into the places they need to go. What I mean by that is tab here and here for the top floor. Looking, these are not in the perfect spot. Come on. Okay. I'm going to do it this way first. Make sure front to back is good. Then we'll start taking these off. Clamp these into place like that. Set this off to the side. We can pull these clamps back off. well as these. So this is now going to go on here like this. So grab some glue here. Put it in here. I'm going to do something I haven't done on the other floors, which is, whoops, doesn't matter. This should actually have the 3FL3 on top. It is identical left to right. It's not going to make a difference. But I'm going to put a little bit of glue up here, and I'm not going to try and take this apart. It would break it. Since it fits just fine, no harm, no foul. Make sure these are pushed down solid. Now take the clamps off of this one. This one, this text matters. Just like it's not on the bottom here. Just take some glue, put it in here, do the same over here, and then put a little bit on the bottom here. Put this in place on top. Come on. Push this down on both of them. I can see it's down because when I put the glue, pushed it down, the glue came on a little bit. So now let this sit for a couple minutes and dry. After I lay it down and make sure it is almost flush or almost flat. So what I'm going to do while it dries is I'm going to set a 1, 2, 3 block on it, which should square everything up, or snap it in half, one or the other. Getting ahead of myself. I'm about to glue this onto the next one and it's not yet ready. So double check. This will go on this side here. Make sure. Yeah, FL5, FL5, FL4. It'll go like that. Getting ahead of myself a little bit. Just because I've done this 2 times doesn't mean I know exactly what I'm doing. Put some glue, oops, in each spot here. Glue there. And this one will go on here like this. Started getting ahead of myself on this. That's not good. We want to make sure that it is solidly against both the front and the back, or the side. So that's in there. This one is trying to sneak away. That one. Oops. That one. Do the same on this side. Need a little bit more glue. There, a little bit on the top, a little bit here, and a little bit right there. And we're going to put this piece in place. Clamp it down do a little bit different with the clamps on here. Come on. Okay, I expect these are good. So now, second, let me kind of now, so that it's squared up, I'm going to go ahead and take these off. I just shifted that. Maybe not. But I'm going to set this on here like that and let it dry for a minute while I take this and do the roughly 8mm pieces on here. I apologize, I know you can't see it on the purple mat. I can barely see it. The numbers on the ruler. Why am I laying the blade over on its side? Let's try this again. Right there. No, that's too big. Maybe. Got it started. See if I can hit that groove. We're going to do it that way instead. Except instead of using an X-Acto, we're going to use a pencil to make the mark. Because if you watched before, you saw that I can actually just sand it down to get it to fit. That one might be a hair short. Actually, let's put it this way. Let's not hold it by the short end while I'm trying to cut it. And it, thought it went launching off into space. So we can set that aside now. Get this stuff out of the way. Take the block off. And do a little drop of glue in each of the holes on the sides. Just thought about it. It said CA, but I think the wood glue will work just as well. Actually, it didn't even say CA. It said quick, fast drying glue. By the time we're putting any stress on this at all, this glue will definitely be dried. Got that one lined up. Get the needle nose pliers, push it down into place. Do the same thing with this one. Needle nose pliers, push it in. These are going a little bit quicker, I guess because I've done this a couple of times now. Little drop will do ya. Same over here. Actually got more glue on these ones than I did on the other side. Should be fine. If these were falling out of the holes, then I'd be concerned. I looked ahead, and they'll be we'll be putting in some neodymium magnets. Wow, porous. The glue shot out through some of the holes. Some of the pores on the wood. But we'll be doing some neodymium or rare earth magnets. Turn that over, got it in there backwards almost. And that's why you're having to glue these in. I'm just hoping that they are more powerful than some I've seen in other part works. And that has got those parts in where they belong. So now the last thing we got to do in this stage, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue these in, because I only need to sand or file one side to get them to go where they need to go, or to get them to the size they need to be. I'm going to put these pins in place. Just like that. And we're going to bring over the wall from last time, and we're going to see how close these are to fitting. I can see it already. It's rocking back and forth. Right there in the center. The center one is just a hair too tall. So let me file it down a little bit. Actually, where is that? There it is. This block works so much better. I've had a block like this forever, never used it. Started using this one and I'm like, oh wow, that works so nice. So let's see. That one's still a hair too tall. Just for good measure, sand the other ones down as well, or just a hair. Okay. Don't do it. I was about to just throw it together and say you should be good. I don't want should be. I want it to be. This one is just a hair out of straight. So now, similar to what we did on the last one, spread a bunch of glue across the top of this thing. Oops, just stuck my finger in the glue. Leaving this spot here open with no glue. Not worrying about putting a whole lot of glue into the holes. Those will those are for lining it up more than anything else. So now we're going to set this in place like that. Wipe off this excess. We're going to clamp it. Like that. One more clamp on here. Let me get that. We're going to move this mat for right now, because what we're going to do is set this down like that, and we're going to put weight on both sides. And it's actually kind of interesting to see there, it's actually the bottom that's a little bit off. But we're going to put the weight on here. This one, let me see. I can feel it just shifting just a little bit. But that should be fine. They don't say to do it this way. They just kind of have you throw it together and go. What they do say is join this to 73. And this will be a quarter of the whole exterior wall. They don't say that it is extremely important, but I've seen when I test fit this, the bottom went on. The bottom went on. This part, the floor for this first floor was a little bit iffy. The part for the second floor was actually sticking about that far away from the floor, or the wall for the floor. I set these on it overnight. It actually straightened it out quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and leave these on here while they dry, and then we will press on in the next issue. That is all there is to do in this issue. Quite a bit, 41 minutes and counting right now on the video. Hope you're enjoying this build. I am having a blast with it. It is a good build. It's not a quick build. It's a lot to do to it. The walls you have to build, the furniture. Really like this build because it's got so much to do. I mean, for what you pay, you get your money's worth in things you have to do. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. I will respond, as long as it is a comment or a question, or if it's something that I can respond. If you leave just emojis, there's not much I can say to that. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video or stream.
Buckman's Model Mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Buckman's Model Mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models.